Good evening. I'm Len Cannon.
And I'm Mia Gradney. 72 hours since we first reported on this story. We're walking you through the very latest developments.
For the very first time, we're getting firsthand accounts from the men detained by ICE after witnessing the shooting. They were in the van on Canal Street.
Mayor John Whitmire and Police Chief Noe Diaz calling for an investigation after facing criticism for their initial response. We'll hear more from them.
And we're seeing new surveillance video tonight. Our first clear look at ICE agents on foot during the chase that led to Lorenzo Salgado's death. We have live team coverage for you as always, asking questions, pushing for the truth.
We start with Orko Manna once again live in the East End for us tonight. Orko.
Well, Mia, several people are out here right now at the memorial for Lorenzo Salgado, which only continues to grow. And so is the frustration from local leaders about what exactly led up to his death.
I'm not prepared to say today that it's all lies, but it sure is looking that way.
Congresswoman Sylvia Garcia says there are inconsistencies with DHS's account of Tuesday's deadly ICE shooting that claimed the life of Lorenzo Salgado. Garcia spoke to ICE's acting director yesterday, who told her Salgado was not the intended target. Did he mention anything about who agents were specifically looking for?
They said an individual that had a final order of removal, and that they thought that that individual was one of the passengers. He refused to tell me which one of the two passengers.
During the pursuit early Tuesday, DHS claimed Salgado weaponized his vehicle and tried to run over ICE agents and ram their vehicles, but there's still no evidence to substantiate that account.
There appears to be no damage whatsoever to the van.
Garcia meeting with Salgado's family today at the growing memorial in his honor. She says his loved ones deserve accountability from ICE.
But that's why we need a complete, thorough investigation and a fact-finding from top to bottom.
And while Harris County District Attorney Sean Tier says his office has not been invited to join DHS's investigation, they're conducting their own probe.
We will go to the ends of the earth to collect all the evidence.
DA's office investigators back on Canal Street today, as they have been every day since the shooting, using tools like drones and digital mapping. Can you elaborate on anything that they've found at this point?
I'm not going to go into specifics about what we found. I can go into specifics about some of the things that we have done and are doing. We're pulling every surveillance footage that we can possibly get, not just from the scene of the shooting, but for blocks in every direction. We're looking at a lot of other ways to trace back where all three vehicles involved came from and where they were before.
Tier is also calling on the community to come forward with any video or information they may have about the shooting. He says even something that may seem irrelevant could prove pivotal in this investigation. Reporting live from the East End tonight, Orko Manna, KHOU 11 News.
And sometimes that's all it takes, just one small detail. Orko, thank you.
Today, we also heard from the attorney representing the men who were in the van when Salgado was shot and killed. Marcelino Benito live with that part of the story tonight. Marcelino?
Well, Len and Mia, this attorney is not mincing words tonight. He says his clients flatly told him that ICE is lying in this case. Now, those three men we've been talking about, they were all riding with Lorenzo Salgado on the day of the shooting. His brother was also in the van at the time. Now, they described a typical morning until unmarked vehicles started following them. The men told their attorney they were scared. But Balderas says his clients all made clear Lorenzo never tried to hit ICE vehicles or agents with the van. They added the officers started shooting at Lorenzo from the sides of the van.
All three of my clients reiterated that at no point was there ever an agent standing in front of the vehicle, nor was an agent ever placed in the line of danger. That is simply false. After speaking with these men, I have no doubt that what they're saying is the truth.
Balderas says he's concerned ICE will pressure these men to sign voluntary deportation forms. He tells us he's planning to meet with them again on Saturday to learn more. Of course, he believes their voices will be critical as this investigation continues to move forward. Back to you.
We'll take it from here. Marcelino Benito in the East End. Thank you. And tonight our team has uncovered yet another new piece of video.
This video shows ICE agents running on foot as the pursuit of Lorenzo Salgado's van came to an end. Investigative reporter Jeremy Rogowski continued to piece together what happened here. Jeremy.
Yeah, Mia, this new footage certainly provides more perspective to the scene in the East End Tuesday morning. But video of the shooting itself, if any exists at all, still has yet to emerge. The video comes from a store on Canal Street and picks up the pursuit after Salgado's van makes a sharp left turn off of North Wayside Drive. You can see one of the unmarked ICE SUVs catching up to the van, while the second ICE vehicle comes through the store parking lot a few seconds behind. The pursuit proceeds eastbound on Canal, where the van and one of the ICE SUVs turn around. How do we know? This video appears to show the ICE vehicle trying to cut the van off. As the pursuit heads back westbound on Canal, the van returns to the store camera's view, where you can see several ICE agents running towards it. But the van's stopping point is just out of frame. And again, District Attorney Sean Tier today saying his investigators are trying to reconstruct the chain of events from Tuesday, using everything from drones to laser mapping of the scene. Tier imploring the public to come forward with any footage to help his office in that effort. Mia?
Jeremy, thank you. In the last hour, protesters gathered on Houston's Montrose bridges over the Southwest Freeway. They are calling for justice in the wake of the shooting. Other rallies, vigils, and demonstrations are planned throughout the weekend across the region. That protest comes as Mayor John Whitmire and Police Chief Noe Diaz have come under fire for their initial response to Tuesday's shooting, basically saying they have no jurisdiction for an investigation. Critics say they haven't done enough. Today, the mayor called out the agents involved in the shooting, saying they were out of control. Soon after, critics weighed in again, saying his sentiments were too little too late. Anieli Ruiz joins us live with more tonight. Anieli?
Well, local civil rights organization Fiel says the city needs to do more. They say calling out the feds and saying that they need to have a thorough and independent investigation is just not enough. Now, in a statement, Fiel said the city needs to pull out all of the stops and investigate the death of one of their own residents. But the problem, the mayor says the feds are not sharing key evidence, like the vehicles and the body. When asked why they changed their stance from not investigating to now being proactive and pursuing an investigation, they said the evidence has changed, and the next week, the chief will be having a meeting with the FBI here in Houston.
He's asked the chief of the FBI, Houston Bureau, to start sharing information, which we will certainly forward to the district attorney's office. We've reached out to the Texas Rangers, the DPS, and I welcome any other suggestion.
The mayor says the city plans to release the 911 calls when they are appropriate. The mayor also says he hopes to share information from the meeting with the FBI after this occurs next week. Reporting live, Anieli Ruiz, KHOU 11 News.
A lot happening here. Thank you, Anieli. Get the very latest updates anytime with the free KHOU 11 app on your phone and streaming on your TV.